Desiree. Hello, good afternoon. Well, it's not even afternoon yet. So good morning, everyone. Welcome to the 2024-25 school year registration information session. My name is Michelle Thomas. I'm an early childhood supervisor, so I will be guiding you throughout this process along with about 6 program social workers, Desiree Curry, um, Camilla Buellington, James O'Keefe, Elizabeth, um, who else? Tanya and Cherie. I think that's all of the social workers, along with Hala Albuhosen, our early childhood, our community and parent involvement specialist. So they will be here to help with the chat. So any questions that you may have, put them in the chat. All I'm going to ask right now is that you guys remain on mute until the end. But any questions you have in between, you can put it in the chat. This, as you know, this is being recorded and it will be shared later on the early childhood webpage. As well as we have recordings that are in Spanish and Arabic on our webpage, and I will help you navigate all of that today. Just a couple of disclaimers. If you have 3-year-olds who are currently enrolled in a preschool, in the public school, in the 3-year-old classrooms, you really don't need to be a part of this session. Those children will be rolled over into the 4-year-old program. This is pretty much for children who are new to the program, period, or already in childcare centers because you have to register your children. So I will guide you through that process today. Let me see another disclaimer. Again, just send your messages, whatever you have, through the chat. Do not message me directly. Just put it in the chat and one of the social workers or Hala will answer the chat for you. So I'm going to go ahead and get started and share my screen. Okay, so when you're getting ready to register your children for pre-K, all you have to do is type in Jersey City Board of Ed, jcboe.org. You will be led to our district's webpage. Now, you could either access it. There is a banner that goes across. Just in case it's really, really slow, you may not even see this, but you can click on this banner. It will lead you straight to the application. You can go to either department, click on early childhood, registration, and it will lead you to the registration page to access the link. Now, this is the link for the current year. So right now, that's the only one that's open, the registration for this school year, 23-24. The new portal will not open until till March 1st. Now, what you can do on this page is if you have any issues with registration is here, the registration checklist is here, along with the videos that I made reference to earlier on in English, Spanish, and Arabic. Also, the medical health forms that you will need, the health history form, the medical examination form, flu vaccination information as well. When you're doing registration, you will need your health history form, and you can fill that out where you are, upload it, and share it. The medical examination form, that form can be filled out. It has to be filled out by your pediatrician and submitted within 30 days of registration. All righty. So I think I covered pretty much everything here. So what I'm going to do is just open the page to the portal. Now, this is a test copy of the registration portal for this year. To be eligible for the 23-24 school year, your child must be 3 or 4 by October 1st, 2024. That's for our 3-year-old program and our 4-year-old program. You need your child's birth certificate when you're getting ready for registration. You need to have 2 copies of current proofs of address. And here is the list: your New Jersey driver's license, state ID, utility bill, telephone bill, cable bill, residency, your lease, employment documentation, and so on. The school nurse will need an updated copy of your immunization record. They will also need the health history form, which I made reference to. You can simply click here or just go back to the other page and download it. You'll be able to fill it out online. So it's a fillable form online. You also have access to the medical history form. Sibling preference. Sibling preference will be open until March 31st. Sibling preference along with dual language. There's going to be a separate dual language workshop that is scheduled for, I think it's coming up in a couple of weeks. So information will be on our webpage in reference to the dual language program. Sibling preference, simply defined here as, okay, I'm being told that there's no more room. So it's going to be recorded. So I'm going to just post it on the webpage, on our webpage. All right. Sorry about that, everybody. I thought we can get at least 500 people in here. All right. So it's going to be posted. So if you know somebody who didn't get in on it, send them, let them know that it will be posted on the district's webpage. All right. Sibling is defined as a biological or legally adopted brother or sister residing in the same household. The definition also includes children of the same parent but are living apart, children whose parents have a civil union or living together with biological children or both partners, step siblings residing in the same household as well. It's also important, I mentioned at the beginning, 3-year-olds who are currently enrolled in district schools will automatically transition to the 4-year-old program. All right, and also if the number of registrants, the children who are registered between March 1st and 31st, if the total number of students exceed the available seats at any location, there will be a lottery. And for placement, the children will go to a neighborhood school. It's the school closest to the home school. Those not placed in neighborhood school will receive transportation to another school. So once you read through all of this, you read through the documentation here, the statement, simply click and proceed. Now, the application is simple. You will choose which grade. It's important to know that 3-year-olds are not in all public schools, and you will not be allowed to register your child in a 3-year-old classroom if the school does not have 3-year-old classrooms. So you're able to register for certain 3-year-old classrooms here and all 4-year-old classrooms here. All right, just simply the student's name, gender, date of birth, and also if the school, you have a 3-year-old and the school is not listed or they don't have a 3-year-old program, there is a list of child care centers that are free and are contracted with our program. So you're free to choose whichever child care center you want to. A list of child care centers will be posted in the chat for you. All right, simply choose your language, native language, race. It's really simple: name, parent, guardian, who the student lives with. The most important part here, which can get a little bit tricky when it comes to the address, it asks for the street name. Simply click on the street name. But once you click on the street name here, Put your house number, not the apartment number. Put the house number here. Then the full address in the address line. I know that's a bit much, but for now, that's how our system reads the associates your school zone, find your school zone. So it needs the street name only, the house number only. Then you can put the apartment number in the address line. We need two contacts for your child, just in case of emergency. Your school, your home school will come here in this area here. So once you input your street address, your home school will populate here. If you need a copy of or don't have any idea of where your home school is, we will also include a link in the chat so you can locate your home school. All right, more important information here. Your information, parent, guardian, stepmother, stepfather, guardian, foster parent. Answer these simple questions. Do you have legal documentation? Just simply click. Your child's birth certificate, passport, you have that information, simply click here. There's some information, okay, here it is. Answer these questions. Did your child attend a Jersey City contracted child care center? Yes or no? And if yes, which school it was? Do you have proof of address? Move along. Has your child received services or therapy? Simply click yes or no here. They received occupational therapy, physical therapy, or speech therapy. New to the portal this year is an online application for a free public library card. We have a very close relationship with the Jersey City Public Library. So you're able to click this link, access it, the application here for the Jersey City Public Library. We need 3 emergency contacts here. Click that you have read the sibling preference information, and if you are eligible, just type in the sibling's name, the current grade, the school name. Is the sibling currently enrolled in the dual language program? Yes or no? Which school? I'm going to scroll on down. So this is the important information that we need. We need you to upload clear copies of the birth certificate. You can upload here. Proof of residency, 1 here. The second proof of residency here. State license or ID here. Home language survey. This is something that's also new to the portal this year. Simply click on this link, download the form. It's a fillable form. You can upload and just include it here. Medical forms are located here. Now, again, we need an updated copy of the immunization record, the health history form, medical examination form must be submitted within 30 days of school starting. Simply click here and type in your signature, your contact information, and your phone number. Now, your email address and your phone number. Now, if you don't have everything you need, simply click Save as Draft. You can stop where you are. If you don't have everything, come back and finish the application. So even if you don't have, you can start the application, come back and finish it, but you must submit. Okay, I think that's pretty much everything in regards to just accessing and uploading information. I'm going to stop sharing my screen now. And I will open the screen to questions. Okay. Are there any questions?
Can we ask here or just in the
Yes,
chat?
you can ask here. Go ahead now.
Yes, so the question I have is, you mentioned that there is lottery for pre-K4 if there are not enough seats. What about for kindergarten? Will there also be lottery in some schools?
There is a kindergarten lottery, but we're not over kindergarten.
Yeah, I know. I'm just looking ahead. If I don't want to register this year because I don't want to go to just any school, then I will be probably in the same position for further years. Like there's still lottery, not just for pre-K4, but all the other years as well. Is that the
Um,
case?
there is kindergarten lottery too.
And is there any advantage on registering in March versus like August?
Say that one more time.
Is there any advantage on with regards to registering in March? Well, let's say I move in July and I register, there'll still be lottery for people who are registered in March.
So the only benefit to registering it in March is getting it over with, number one. Number two is if you have siblings and you want your children to be in the same school. So that's another bonus of registering because after March 31st, sibling preference is cut off, dual language is cut off, the applications are cut off. You can't register for those programs after that.
And other than that, if I don't have a sibling or a dual language preference, then we can register anytime until September.
Sure. Registration, the portal will remain open throughout the year.
Thank you.
Mhm. Are there any questions in the chat that we can get to?
A question, and then some people here have their hand raised.
Okay.
But should I just go and say my question and then you'll do the hands?
Well,
Just
you know what?
about
Being the host and doing and watching the hands, that's a little bit tough for me. So you can not raise your hand and ask a question if no one is talking. Go ahead and ask your question.
so about the Casper program, I noticed that we can't sign up until September. Is that right?
Yes, I think we have a Casper expert too here. Casper opens up in September. I think the first day of school, right, Cherie? Is she? Or Camilla?
Sheree and Camilla weren't able to log on.
Oh, okay. So, all right. So, but Casper does open up in September. The first day of school, children will be able to apply. Well, parents will be able to apply for children.
What is it like? Like, what do they do exactly? Do they just run around the auditorium for 2 hours, or
You
you
know what? Liz is an expert when it comes to Casper too. She's a Casper facilitator, I think. Liz, you want to answer that question as far as the activities that go on in Casper?
So I usually do fifth grade Casper, so I'm not usually sure about pre-K, but I know one of our teachers here at Danforth, she leads the Casper programs a few days a week, and they're in classrooms and they do art projects. They do different projects. It's not them running around. In the fifth grade, they have to do their homework before they can do anything else. They have recess time, but it's predominantly doing projects, doing homework. So it's pretty structured for an after school program.
okay? Any outside time?
I think it depends where your child goes.
I
If
mean the Danforth one. I'm talking Danforth. Yeah.
there is outdoor time at Danford.
Okay. That's good to know. So our backup sign has a maximum sign up date of August. So I don't know how that will work with the Danforth. Is there any chance that we'll be locked out of Danforth, Casper? Like, will it fill up and then?
You know what? I don't remember children being locked out of Casper. Uh,
Okay, great. Okay.
so but you can contact Valerie Morris, email her because she's over the Casper program, and she can answer any questions regarding Casper and enrollment.
Thank you.
Michelle, you have a hand raised from Camille Ledford.
Okay.
Hi, yes. I have a question. If my son gets accepted into the dual language program, but his homeschool doesn't have the dual language program, how does that work?
So the dual language program currently is at three sites, 26, 5, and
Sorry, Michelle, that's incorrect. Dual language is at 3, 5, and 6.
that's what I was getting ready to say.
Yeah, 3, 5, and 6 is those are the dual language schools. And keep in mind, dual language is an application process, not a guarantee. You still have to register at the district school.
But that
Uh,
answer her question. Her question is, repeat your question, ma'am.
yes, if he does get accepted into a dual language program, but his homeschool is doesn't offer the dual language program, how does that work?
The dual language is at 3, 5, or 6. So when you go to the application, you have to decide which school site you're interested in. And then if you decide that you want your child to go on that program, he or she would go to that school full day. Has nothing to do with the district school at that point. Only if you get accepted, hon.
Thank you so much.
And you
You're
will be
welcome.
responsible for transporting him there.
Okay,
In
not a
regards
problem.
to the dual language program, there will be an online session. We'll send you more information about it.
Thank you so much.
Michelle, I have a question from a parent. It was about the guardianship. Okay, if we're the parent and no one else has guardianship, do we click yes or no for the guardianship paperwork question? I don't remember what it looks like, but since you have access to it,
The guardianship.
do they click yes or no for guardianship paperwork question?
That's only for people who have guardianship. So if you're the birth parent, just click no. You don't have to really worry about that, but just fill out the information above that.
All right.
Michelle, there's a question that says, my address says there is no homeschool for pre-K3. What do I do?
So if your address has no, that means we don't have a 3-year-old program at the school in your zone. So again, there is a link. There should be a link for childcare center. So you would have to register your child at a childcare center. You can choose whatever childcare center you want to. What is not open house, but what is coming up, Hala, where you can go into the schools and get an idea of what the schools are about?
So that's Sneak a Peek Week, which is the first week of March. A lot of schools are participating in it, public schools and childcare centers. You get a chance to go in, meet the administrators, and take a tour of pre-K and kindergarten. We'll send out more information about it when we get closer to the date as well. Not all schools are participating. So if I were you, I would contact my homeschool and ask them if they're planning a tour. If not, to schedule one for you so you can go in and take a look at the school.
Childcare centers, you should be able to call and schedule a visit there.
Yep, they have family workers that are willing to do that, but they'll also be participating in Sneak a Peek Week in the first week of March.
Thank you.
I have a quick question about sorry.
Sorry, I was thinking that was my question. I just one follow-up question to the child care centers. Do they still the same age requirement and like being 3 by October 1st of 2024? Does that still apply for those as well?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
I just had a quick question about the health form. My son recently had his yearly physical and they filled out the universal health form. But when I clicked on the link, I do see that it's different than the health form that you guys are requiring. So should I have them fill out that form or can I utilize the universal health form that does include the shot record?
You can upload your universal. Our nurses will take that.
Okay, thank you.
Hi, I have a quick question. So since the home language survey form is new for this year, can we see that form early so that we can have it prepared before we submit the application on 1st of March?
Sure, I have to share my screen again, but I will share it so you can see it. Okay, so the home language survey looks like, well, that is not working yet, but I can go to this page and the home language survey is here. And it, again, it's fillable.
Okay, so it's available on the website already.
It's available on the website.
If you don't mind, can you show that navigation one more time?
The navigation? Okay. All right. So this is the early childhood registration. You get access this page through quick links. Click here, online registration. It will lead you straight to this page. Scroll down. All of the forms that you need are here. Even the list of child care centers are here. So I scroll down. The home language survey is here. D, over sibling preference. I'm going to go back to the early childhood webpage as well. Here you can get an idea of what our curriculum is about. We use a high school curriculum. We have information regarding, different schools that fall under our umbrella, contracted child care centers. You will find lottery results here, units of study, early childhood staff, other supplemental supports and different screenings that we use, and information about the dual language program. All right. You guys want me to stay here so I can navigate some more, or are you okay?
One more question. For instance, when we apply for a school, for a dedicated school in our area, and the lottery gets filled up very quickly, and what happens then? Like if our kid doesn't get enrolled into that or doesn't come into the lottery?
If your child has to go into the lottery. So if there are, now I want you guys to know too, another reason why it's important, if you have siblings, your child has siblings, it's important to get the registration done, because again, by the 31st, it cuts off. Now, children who are siblings are gonna get first preference. So they will not go into a lottery. Those children who have siblings in the school that you guys are trying to enroll in. Now, after that, those children everybody else will be entered into a lottery. The lottery will happen probably in April or something like that. But those children will go to a neighborhood school and will possibly be bused. Now, it's also important to remember that on the first day of school, it's important to show up, because those children who do not show up will be dropped. I think after the first week, they will be dropped. Children who are on that lottery list will move on to the homeschool of choice.
Michelle, just to clarify something about the lottery, because it's like there's a little bit of confusion. The lottery isn't for you to choose what school you want to go to. When you go, as you saw with Michelle, when you put in your address, it does give you your home school. If your home school, for instance, is PS11, at PS11, we only have 4 pre-Ks, 15 in each class. That makes space for 60 children. If you register between March 1st and 30th, and you have a sibling preference, you already get that space reserved for you. Okay, then you don't go into the lottery. If we have 100 children whose homeschool is PS11, and we have 20 spots already taken for sibling preferences, we have only 40 kids that can still go into PS11. So we go through the lottery to select the 40 first names that are going into PS11 with the 20 kids that we already have because of sibling preference. So 20 plus 40, 60. We have 40 more kids that didn't get into the lottery and are on a waiting list. They get bused from PS11 to another one of our public school pre-Ks in the city. Or if you are on the waiting list and you choose to go to one of our childcare centers, you can also refer to the list of childcare centers, reach out to them directly. We have their information. We put it in the chat as well to see which childcare center is the closest to your home. You can schedule a visit and go there. So again, the lottery isn't to choose your school. It's only to give you a chance to get priority over someone else. Now, if you do have a sibling and you didn't submit the sibling preference between March 1st and 30th, you're not going to be reserved that space. If you registered in April, that space for sibling preference is already gone. You're on that waiting list of people just like everybody else.
Okay, so that means for the other 40 which didn't go through, I mean, they would still get some or the other school, not the homeschool.
Yes.
All right, perfect.
And
every
we
child
just to
will
make
get
sure.
a space. Every child will get a space.
And just, Michelle, just to emphasize for the new parents, when children go on the bus, all the early childhood support staff in the beginning of the school year are there to make sure that the children are getting on the buses safely to the school where we take them to. There's people that are supporting when they get on the bus and when they get off the bus. They might cry the first couple of days, weeks, but then everything goes back to normal.
Okay,
Hi,
this was helpful.
quick question. Does it make any difference if for childhood, sibling preference, if a parent files the application on March 1st versus March 10th or 20th? Is it first come, first serve, or is all of that pooled together, whatever is filled between March 1st and 30th, and then it's prioritized?
It's 31st. Anybody who registered, it doesn't matter which time, the 1st through March 31st, will get sibling preference. After the 31st, you won't have an option.
So there's no difference if I fill in March 1st, 5th, or 10th.
Nope.
It's not like first come, first serve. Okay.
Nope, it's not first come, first serve.
And the transportation itself, is that from the homeschool to the, okay.
Yes.
And the drop
Michelle,
back also to the homeschool.
There's also a transportation testimonial online. So we have a lot of parents who have testimonies on our webpage. So you can pretty much go to our webpage and listen to some of those testimonials, because it's stressful for a lot of parents to think about putting their children on the bus. But
there's a question, Michelle. I don't have the answer. One parent is asking if there's a list of the schools that had a lottery last year. Do you remember which ones did?
Yeah, last year we didn't have a lot of lotteries last year for our early childhood program. The lotteries are on the webpage, but I think it was PS11, PS11, and maybe 5. But we didn't have a lot. We probably had 2 or 3. 37 opened more classes, so we didn't have to have lotteries there. But we didn't have a lot of lotteries last year.
A follow-up question on the lottery. If you are applying and zoned to a school that has a pre-K3 program, but you're only applying for pre-K4, and there is a lottery, is it only a lottery for the new pre-K4 students, or is it the new students and the existing students that are moving from pre-K3 to pre-K4?
And that's a good question. So those children who are rolling over will also have first preference, along with the siblings.
Okay, and then
they were already in our program. So
gotcha.
I'm sorry to cut you off, but all students who will be entered into the lottery are new applicants.
Okay, that's helpful. And then another question, do you happen to have the lottery stats for PS16 or pre-K4? I know it's a very specific question, but I don't know if there was a lottery for pre-K4.
We did not have a lottery. We did not have a lottery at at PS16, which you guys may know. Those kids are bused from PS16 to Danford Avenue Early Childhood Center.
Okay, thank you.
Hi, so I have some couple of questions. So like the health in history form and the medical examination form, right? So that should be filled by the doctor. So
the health history form is completed by you. It is pretty much you giving the nurse and health history of your child if there were any issues at birth. So that's you are giving that information, not the doctor. The medical is only for the pediatrician.
And that need to be submit at the time, this need to be, can this be submit after the lottery or something like? Or
yeah, that can be submitted later.
Later.
In order for your application to be complete and you are eligible, you need your 2 proofs of address, you need that birth certificate, you need the health history form and the immunization records. All of those. If you don't have all of that information, your application will not be complete, and you will get an email from the school clerk.
Okay, and last question, like the home language survey, right? So where we need to submit that? I don't see an option in the registration form to submit that home language survey.
So, sir, the application that you're currently looking at is for this current school year. the 24-25 school year is only on that application. That is new. So you won't see that option until that application opens for the 24-25 school year.
Okay.
Okay? All right.
Hi, good morning. Can I ask a question?
Sure.
Can we digitally sign the forms?
Yes.
Okay. And then for the supports, can I submit, this is very specific, submit Verizon internet bill and bank statement?
Yes.
Okay. For the medical, sorry, go ahead.
No, you go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, have another one. For the medical examination form, my pediatrician already filled out the form early this month. Will that still be valid for March registration? Just want to make sure, like, it's not,
The
early.
medical history?
Yeah, no. The medical examination form.
Oh, the medical examination form. If there are any questions about that medical examination form, the nurse will contact you, but it will not prevent you from registering your child.
Submitting. And lastly, for the immunization record, is it the same with the vaccine record from my pediatrician? She sent me something, but I'm not sure if that will be enough.
I'm unclear. So are you asking if it's the same as the vaccination record?
Yeah, because immunization record, because there's no like template for that. So my pediatrician sent me like a vaccine record of my child.
That's fine. Make copies of that, upload it, and submit it.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you.
Michelle, if a sibling goes to not a homeschool but a different school because the child has an IEP, can the sibling preference go to that school?
No. No, it's not the same.
With an IEP, Michelle.
With the IEP, no. Sibling preference.
Hi. I have a question. So for the form, does that also include chartered schools, or how do we go about chartered schools?
Did you say transfer?
No,
Chartered, I think.
Yeah.
Chartered schools, Michelle.
Repeat the question, sir, so I can hear it fully.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so I'm asking for the form on the website. Is it the same thing as applying for the chartered school as well, or not?
For
Or
a
pre-Ks?
charter school, you wouldn't apply for a charter school here. I'm sorry, I have background noise. So it's not the same.
Okay.
I do have a question. I'm on the system. I came through the border. I have a 3-year-old who I would like to put her in school. Can I apply for this, or is only for legal immigrants?
You can still apply if you have documentation from the organization that helped you.
Okay.
You can still apply.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
They would need a letter, right, Hala? Would they need a letter from the organization?
Only if they did come through an organization. You know what? I'm gonna put my my email address into the chat. And if you can email me your phone number, and we could talk more about that, because we have to look at what documents you have.
Okay.
Okay.
I have a question about the bus ride. Can you talk more about how many adults are in the bus and how many kids, and also if they have seat belts, or how is all that arranged?
There are definitely seat belts. There are two bus aides, as well as the bus driver, who's always helpful. What else? Seat belts, you asked. 2 bus aides, and the limit, I think, is what, 50? What is the limit of children? I think it's like, what's the limit, guys? I can't remember the number, but I think it's a little bit over, maybe 50. The capacity for the bus.
Okay, thank you.
Oh, you're welcome.
I have a couple of questions regarding the form.
The first one is, did your child ever attended a Jersey City certified provider? So is it about his medical service provider?
Jersey City, that's for contracted childcare centers. I mentioned earlier, our program has contracted childcare centers. So we don't house all of our 3-year-olds in the public schools. So most of them are in contracted childcare centers who pretty much do the same curriculum as we do. They have the same certified teachers. But that's what we mean when we're talking about contracted childcare centers.
So my child is currently going in a child care center that is at Central Avenue. So what should I fill in this? I should fill no, right?
What's the name of the child care center?
It is Parkside Preschool.
Okay, so you would say yes and click on Parkside.
Okay.
Or insert right Parkside Child Care Center, because
Okay,
that's
so
one
it
of
is
our
certified.
contracted child care centers.
Okay, and there is one more question. Do you have a notice of transfer? What does that mean? Is it about transfer related to my husband's job or?
So notice of transfer, you are on the old form right now, so you should not be filling that out. You should not be filling that out unless you're trying to enroll your child in the current school year. For the 2024-25 school year, that application does not open until March 1st. So do not start the application process today.
Okay,
We're
and
giving you information. Now, that question that you're asking is not even on the new form because it's not relevant to us.
Okay. And there is one more question. Do you have a recent report card? So is it like marking report cards for the kids they are getting in?
We took that question off too because we really don't need
Okay.
that information. So you won't have to worry about that.
Okay. Okay.
There have
Thank you
been
so
some
much.
updates,
Okay.
but
Thank you.
those 2 questions are taken off, so you don't have to worry about that.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Okay.
Hi there. I have a very quick question. Can you just navigate on your website and show us how to find our zone schools based off of our address, please? Thank you.
All right. So let me see, I'll share my screen. And it's a large document. It's large. So it's not in so if you're going on the Jersey City Public Schools website, the school zone is, you go to district, school attendance zone, click here. You're gonna have to click on this little arrow right here. Your school zones will come up. Now, all you're doing is it's an alphabetical, wait now, I thought it was an alphabetical order. School ID, I think it's still kind of in school order. So, I mean, what's your address, ma'am?
We are at 65 Bay Street.
65 Bay Street?
Yep.
Okay. I think they took the alphabetical portion off here. 65 Bay Street is at downtown. So let me do this. I'm gonna do Control Fine. I'm gonna type in 60.
Did you say Bay, B-A-Y? Or
That's
day?
correct. B-A-Y. B for boy, A-Y.
It's not listed. Because I am looking
I think
at
they changed this for some reason. Okay. Bay Street.
Bay Street would be for 16.
So yeah, that's what I thought. But I wanted to see if 65 Bay Street.
What you can always do is simply start the registration process. Once you're on the second page, you put your address in and it automatically shows you what your home school is.
It does show up as soon as you type that in. But this is confusing. Okay. But 65 Bay Street is in the 16 area. Thank you, Liz.
Thank you.
Hi, I have a question about the contracted childcare centers. Is there any additional information about the list? I have the addresses, I have phone numbers, but do you guys have any additional information on class sizes, number of teachers, any metrics around them? It's kind of like a black hole right now.
The child care centers are pretty much the same as the public schools. They're just housed in a different area, but there are two teachers. There's a certified teacher and there is a teacher assistant. All public schools, the children who are in the 3 and the 4-year-old classrooms, there are only 15 students allowed, period. No more than 15 students.
Thanks.
And the
Hi, ma'am.
classroom, go ahead.
My son is going like Parkside School. For next year, it is a transfer.
No, you have to apply, sir.
Okay, thank you.
If you need help with the registration process, myself and the program social workers are going to be at various branches of the Jersey City Public Library. I'm going to upload right now a document that lists where we're going to be, what days and times. We'll also send it via emails to the parents that are already in our district, in our pre-K3. But I'm going to put it up here. So feel free to come in at that time so we can help you. And it also lists that document. That flyer will list what documents you should bring with you so we can help you register there on site.
I have a question here. Can I register for school based on my work location, or is it based on my residence? It's all residential. Everything is residential. And there's some other Are pre-K students required to attend full time, or can we opt for half day? We only offer a full day program for our pre-K students. It begins at 8:30 and ends around 2:45.
Just a reminder that you have to attend the first day of school. Again, talking about attendance. If you do not attend, as Michelle mentioned, you're dropped. So you have to get back on that wait list and you have to contact the early childhood department to find space again. And when it comes to attendance, not only are we full-time, but we want our pre-K students to attend every single day, just like a kindergartner, just like a first grader. They're learning, they're following the routine, and it's important for them to come every day and to come on time so they don't miss any part of the day.
Can you put a link in the chat to the school calendar so we can see what the first day of school is and which days are off so we can plan vacations? I couldn't find one online.
The calendar for the new school year is not even out yet. So just keep checking the district webpage periodically, but I don't even think that is even out until closer to the end of the school year.
Do you know what the first day will be?
The first day is, I think, the 5th. I do have that information. I thought I had that information. That information is not even here. So the first day is usually the first Thursday after the holiday. So that will fall on Thursday, September 5th.
Okay.
It's usually the first Thursday.
One more question. I think we were allowed to ride the bus at one of those days, right, with our kids. Is that September 5th that we're allowed, or is that another day?
The first day you're allowed to ride the bus with your child.
Thank you.
But you have to find your own transportation back. We'll get you there, but not back.
I have a question, and I think a gentleman may have asked before. My son's in pre-K3 now. Do we need to reapply for pre-K4?
Repeat is your child currently in the public school setting or child care?
Yeah, yes, he's in pre-K3 at a contracted location.
So you will have to apply.
Oh, and we can only apply starting March 1st, right?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
So some of these.
I have a quick question. You mentioned that there will be no lottery for the sibling preference, but what if the total number of sibling preference exceeds the total capacity of our home school? So in that
Total
case,
number, then everybody will be entered into that lottery.
Okay, everybody will be in the lottery then. Okay, thank you.
Yes.
Hi, very quick question. So that school zone sheet again, school ID is the name of the school that would be assigned to me, right? So 16 was for me, so PS 16 would be the one for us?
Yes.
Perfect. And so if it's like an 8-minute walk as per Google, we can just walk the kid to school, right?
Yes.
No, not
Amazing.
16
Thank
school,
you.
But
Michelle.
PS16 children are bused. You know that they're bused to Danford Avenue Early Childhood Center. Ma'am?
I'm sorry, repeat that?
The PS16 children who are registered at PS16, we do not have classrooms at PS16 for preschoolers. We have one designated building, which is the Danford Avenue Early Childhood Center. So that's where
I see. That's why they have to get on a bus.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
Michelle,
Yes.
here's a question. It was lightly touched on. Are you able to start the application and then come back to upload information? You said yes. Now, do you save your progress or so it keeps all your answers?
You have to save it. And if you are trying today, you will be registering your child for the 23-24 school year. No one should be registering for the new school year today. But this is just an information session. We shared that page with you just to navigate, to show you how to navigate. You will not be able to register your child for the new school year today. Any more questions?
What if your child hasn't reached the age of 3 by October 1st? Do you go to Head Start? Do you look for contracted childcare centers, private ones?
Private.
Head Start also does have the infants in some of its branches, but you also have to qualify depending on your income.
Yes. Okay, so somebody said, okay, Liz, did you answer these last questions? All of them? Okay.
Yeah, I answered most of them.
Okay. So how many days vacation allowed the school year? That is going to vary. We have calendar vacation, but
Example to home country travel, right? So like in
Yeah.
how many days we have to re-report to continue that mission?
if your child misses over 10 days, your child will be dropped from that list. You will be dropped from from attendance.
So
10
next
consecutive
again
days.
after comeback, if they apply, they'll continue the same grade, or there will be a complete year they cannot go to the school.
You would, if you miss 10 consecutive days, you will be automatically dropped. You can try reapplying, but that spot will not be guaranteed to you.
Okay, thank you.
Hi, I'm sorry.
Don't be
I just have a quick question. I'm also trying to see which district we should be getting. But I can't find our street.
Give me your street, ma'am.
32 College Street.
College?
Yes.
Okay. 32 College Street. Did you say college? COLLEGE or?
This is by NJCU. I'm sorry. I know I actually got into the meeting very, very late, and I didn't really actually see the whole thing. This is just for any public school, right?
Yes.
For like pre-K
have
4?
we have contracted childcare centers as well. Finish your question.
For pre-K 4, correct?
Pre-K 3s and 4s, but not all 3s.
Okay. Yes, I'm on 32 College Street, so I'm not sure.
College, because I see a college drive, but not a college street.
It's over by
Michelle,
NJCU,
that's gonna be
38 school.
Okay, so if it's PS 38 school, those children there are no pre-K classrooms at PS 38. They will be bused to the Glendy Cunningham Early Childhood Center. All of those.
Where is that place, if you don't mind?
It is located on, I need help with this because I can never remember that. It's right off of Danford, right across from PS 20.
What's the name of the school? Sorry,
The
if you
Glenn
just
D. Cunningham, Glenn D. Cunningham Child Care Center.
Okay, thank you so much.
I have a quick question. So, what's the big difference between going to a public school or a childhood center? Is it the same?
Well, most child care centers, almost all of our child care centers are for 3-year-olds. The public school setting houses a lot of our 4-year-olds. So that's a big difference.
So there are no options for contracted childcare for pre-K 4, right? Like,
we do.
Or very few compared to pre-K 3.
We have a couple of options that we have a few childcare centers, which is Super Tots, Tots World,
Academy House,
Academy House 5, and Trinity Childcare Centers. It may be only 5. And the classroom, we don't have a lot of classrooms there.
Got it.
Okay.
I have a question on the number of days. Like if the child misses 10 days, you said the admission will be dropped. Is that like 10 consecutive days, right? But I mean, if 1 week is missed and the child is back for like a month and then again misses a week, something, so it's not cumulative. Like you don't add up to become 10, right?
It's 10 consecutive days, sir.
10
But we want our
consecutive days.
children in school as much as possible.
Got it.
One parent asked about services for their child. If their child is language delayed, does she have to worry about it? I just want to let everyone know that we have a team of professionals that are there in our preschool programs. They're there to support the teachers and the parents. So if you do have concerns for your child's development in any area, cognitive, physical, language, you ask the teacher to meet with the support staff, speech therapist, social worker, psychologist, learning consultant. You share your concerns. They'll come, and they're not from the special education department. They're from the general education department. They will meet with you. They will observe your child in their natural setting, and they'll suggest to you and the teacher what are the best strategies. If you and them decide that the child could benefit from services from the special education department, then the support staff will assist you in getting therapy or getting most adequate setting for your child from the special education department. And that's
Michelle,
in our public
sorry.
schools and in our contracted childcare centers.
Michelle, there's a question asking if the application status is pending until all medical forms are submitted.
Yes. So all medical forms, the application will be pending until that the medical forms complete the registration process.
Quick question. When would we know when our kid made it to a school? When is that decision made?
You will know, you will get information prior to June regarding your child's placement. In regards to lottery, if we have to have a lottery, you will be informed that your child your child will be a part of that lottery. But placement will not happen until around June-ish, a little bit before June.
So currently my kids are going to pre-K 3 and they are getting the speech therapy, but the school that they are going to currently is only it only covers pre-K 3, not 4. So I will go through this enrollment process. But how does the speech therapy apply? Am I supposed to reach out to someone to reassess, or it'll be a continued service for pre-K 4 as well?
If they already have an individualized program that grants them speech therapy from the special education department, this will continue onto the public school. And it all depends on what you and the team decide. They call you for a meeting once a year and then to change the program every 3 years.
Got it. Thank you.
Quick question. Once we upload all the documents, if any of the documents is, for instance, missing a piece of information or it's outdated, would we be informed that that's missing, pending, and incomplete, or when would we know that, just so that, or if it says once we have submitted everything, it goes, then we just assume our application is complete?
You will get, the school clerk will reach out to you if everything is not up to date or complete.
And that'll be by email or postal
That
mail?
would be by phone call or email.
Okay.
Sorry.
Hi, I have two questions. So for the support for bank statement, can we redact information there? So for example, the amount of our checking balance and whatnot. Can we like put black on those? Okay.
Sure.
Okay. And then I think the next one, so for example, in the lottery, so for example, if I apply my child in PS16, for example, and unfortunately we did not get in, is it like automatically that we will gonna get lottery in another school, or do we need to reapply?
You do not need to reapply. You will automatically go to the lottery list.
Okay, gotcha. Should we also like apply to contracted children? Like no. Okay.
No, you cannot apply to, because we all are a part of the same system. So you cannot apply to multiple schools. You will not be allowed to.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you.
And but also to apply to a child care center, that you have to go to the child care center. None of them are doing registration online. So but it still requires the same documentation.
Got it, got it. And do you know if there's like open house already for PS16?
You know what? Open house for PS16.
Yes.
There is something coming up, sneak a peek in March. So you should be able to check out Danford Avenue then. But you should also call and see when you can come and just see the school.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you.
No problem.
I have a quick question about the school year and the visibility to the like an individual school day. Like, how is the communication? Do we get any updates on how the children's day went, or like, is there any kind of regular newsletters or anything like that?
Each classroom is different. A lot will depend on your
This
communication
would be for
with your
PS16.
teacher. Say that again.
PS16 would be
Well,
ours.
it will depend on your relationship with your child's teacher. We have something called CORE or KBOO, which is a platform that all teachers use to communicate with families. All teachers do send out newsletters, and they go out via CORE. I think they may be weekly, but I can't confirm that. But there is frequent communication with you guys in regards to how children are doing in the classroom. And you just have that conversation with your teacher.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. So this is last. Is Casper conducted in the school or school our child attends, or is a separate location? Casper is in the school that your child attends. No, right now, no children are bused to Casper, right, Cherie?
So to summarize, the website that you just showed, right, that can be used only to enroll to the public schools. And if someone wants to enroll in the child care center, then they have to go directly to that center and go through the registration process.
Correct.
Okay.
All right. And again, I can't say this enough. Registration does not open for the new school year until March 1st, next week. I mean, you can play around with this, but I wouldn't say play around with this year because I don't want anybody to think that you are attempting to register. I mean, you can just go on the webpage now and just play around with it, but do not submit anything if you're not registered for this current school year. All right, so pre-K registration again starts March 1st. Get all applications you can if you want to be considered for dual language or sibling preference in by the 31st. Registration will close temporarily and reopen, but it will remain open throughout the school year. Thank you guys so much for attending. If you have any other questions, please just email registration pre-K at JCBOE. Somebody will put that in the link.
And where will the recording be available?
Say that again, ma'am.
Will the recording be available for
Yes.
us to revisit?
Yes.
Where to look for it?
Will. And I think we'll probably have another information session since we only 100 people were allowed. Those that didn't get in, we will possibly have another one. But this will be recorded and it is being recorded and will be placed on the website. So Wendy Vera, you're going to be the last question.
Hi, excuse me. I have a quickly question. Maybe I can get this information in Spanish.
The information in Spanish is on the webpage. Also, I didn't mention too that if you need the application in another language, you can get that language on the registration. For the registration portal, the online application can be in another language too.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us today. Again, if you have any other questions, please email us. We will get back to you as soon as possible. Thanks again for your time, and hopefully we'll see you in the new school year. Take care, everybody.